NFL offenses should be terrified right now. Aaron Donald is getting ready for a comeback, and if the Rams complete this nightmare scenario with Myles Garrett, every quarterback on their schedule could be fighting for survival.
The Aaron Donald stuff is really interesting. Like, my sort of inclination at the beginning of this was like, nothing, not a big deal. But like, it sounds like he's really training to see. Like, he's been, I don't know if you guys follow him on Instagram, but he is pretty jacked. But to get in football shape is a little different. So it sounds like he's going to get in football shape and then see, and like, this is a really intriguing possibility. I mean, adding Aaron Donald at 35, I know, but still incredible. Like, the Rams are on it. This is an interesting one to keep watching.
Yeah, I would think so. And I hate bringing this up because we love him, senior. We assume, actually, forget that. I know that if Aaron Donald comes back, he's playing 50 snaps a game. This is not a farewell tour, rotation tour. This is Aaron Donald football. In any mic'd up I've ever seen or any film I've ever seen of Aaron Donald, a part of Aaron Donald is not just the plays where he's getting a pressure. It's also the check 99 plays that are coming from every offensive line. And Myles Garrett, everybody's like, Myles Garrett will get the double team. Myles Garrett will get the double team. Yeah, okay, I agree. Myles Garrett would. If Aaron Donald's anywhere near Aaron Donald, they're going to be sending two to Aaron Donald as well. I mean, this is not and that's been happening for, 8, 9 years or whatever. So, I mean, this is, I think Aaron Donald, me personally, I do not talk to him on a regular basis. I believe he's coming back, okay? I believe that from the first text where he didn't shut it down immediately. It's like, if he's even thinking about it, that means he's probably doing it. What he's trying to figure out, he's trying to eliminate all self-doubt that he can't come back and absolutely murder right now. I need to see what a workout looks like at the facility. I need to go hit some of this. I need to do this. Training camp's going to probably be big if he comes back for him mentally. Like, hey, I got to make sure I'm still the one.
I mean,
best for business.
This is the first international game in Australia, Rams and Niners, and then the first Monday night game to finish off week one. I mean, with all due respect, which means now I can be disrespectful. The NFL isn't putting that game in week one if they think it's going to be Justin Fields versus Bo Nix or Justin Fields versus Jared Stidham.
Running back Justin Fields. You see that?
Okay. What else, Chris?
Hey, we had our friend yesterday from Seattle called. Did the Seahawks win-loss? Undefeated. Whoa. Is it more likely that either the Seahawks or Rams are undefeated on Christmas when they meet, or one of them misses the playoffs?
I'll go either the Rams or the Seahawks are undefeated on Christmas when they face each other. They're not missing the playoffs, man. Unless listen, obviously but all things being equal, and knocking on wood that we're not talking about something,
Ravens missed the playoffs last year?
Stop it.
They did.
Well, I mean, Lamar didn't play a lot of games. Okay? So, yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
They're not missing. Rams and Seahawks, you know how there's a lot of change every year? The 7 that made the NFC playoffs last year.
Half every year.
I got it. It will not include the Seahawks or the Rams.
Okay.
Now, the Rams' biggest issue last season was defending the pass, and LA addressed that in a major way. Just over a month ago, they shocked the NFL by acquiring the reigning Defensive Player of the Year in Myles Garrett, and the secondary figures to be much improved following the additions of Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson we were just talking about there. Slate, when you look at what the Rams did this offseason, what stands out to you most? And you're welcome to say slay or nay to start it off as well.
Oh, man, that's a slay right there for sure.
Yeah.
Them guys answered every question definitely in that secondary. The secondary had a big issue last year. That's what held them back. Adding Trent McDuffie, Ashel adding his counterpartner with him, also they did a great job adjusting that issue. And of course, they just brought another Defensive Player of the Year, freak of nature, Myles Garrett there. So the rest will be there with a corner that's like that. they favor in the North, honestly. You know I'm an Eagles guy, but they tend to be the favorites though. For sure.
Slay, I want to ask you, when you add a guy like Myles Garrett as a DB, a cornerback specifically, what changes for you when you're lined up out there and you know big 95 is in front of you getting after the quarterback?
Oh man, as a corner, you love it. You know, I'm a guy that sits on a lot of routes, so that's what I'll be doing. And Trent McDuffie, he's a guy that kind of press a lot too, and he got a good off technique. So it'll be exciting to see what he'll be capable of doing with that rush. That's a dangerous man.
And that's the part of it I love. You talked about them struggling in the secondary. You go out and you get Jalen Watson, you get Trent McDuffie, you sign back Cameron Curl. So now you look at it, they don't have any weak spots in the secondary, but along with that, the pass rush is going to be so daggone good that those guys, even the ones that were in that secondary last year that struggled some, well, now you're playing with a different type of aggression because you believe Byron Young, Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk, all of those guys up front are going to get home with the addition of Myles Garrett. We did all of this talking about the Rams, and we haven't even talked about the MVP on the other side and Matthew Stafford and what those guys are going to be able to do because he's still playing at such an elite level. And now I love the Ty Simpson pick. People went back and forth on it. Would have been nice to see a young wide receiver come into the group with a ton of speed just to complement what those two guys do. When you have a guy like Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, would have been great. But still, a Matthew Stafford-led team, this is Super Bowl or bust for this team this year.
Well, on that note, you do kind of hear, Jeremy, rumblings of like they're not done. And could it be a wideout that they add? What are you hearing that's still potentially left on the checklist for the Rams this
Laura,
offseason?
this roster is ready-made, but left tackle has become a question mark because Alaric Jackson is under investigation with the NFL for a domestic issue. If he has to miss time, they need somebody to fill in. There are some free agents out there like Taylor Decker, who was with you in Detroit.
NFL offenses thought they had finally escaped the nightmare. Aaron Donald was gone. The most feared defensive player of his generation walked away after years of destroying offensive game plans, forcing double teams, and making quarterbacks panic before the snap. But now, the nightmare might be coming back. At 35 years old, Aaron Donald is reportedly training seriously to see if he can return to football. And what makes this story dangerous is not just his name, it is the possibility that he might still have something left. Because Aaron Donald is not trying to return for a farewell season. If he comes back, he wants to prove one thing. Number 99 can still dominate. His workout videos show a player still in incredible shape, still powerful, still built like someone who could walk onto an NFL field tomorrow. But the real challenge is different. Can his body survive the violence of an NFL season? Can he handle around 50 snaps per game against elite offensive linemen? That is the question everyone is watching. Because if Aaron Donald returns anywhere close to his old form, every offensive coordinator immediately has a new problem. The famous 99 alert returns. Every protection scheme changes. Every quarterback starts looking over his shoulder. And now imagine adding Myles Garrett into that equation. Two defensive monsters on the same front. A nightmare scenario for every offense. But Aaron Donald's possible return is only one part of the bigger story, because the Rams are building a defense that could become the most dangerous unit in football. Their defense struggled against the pass, so Los Angeles attacked the problem aggressively. They added reigning Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett, and upgraded their secondary with players like Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson. Suddenly, the entire identity of this defense changed. Because elite pass rush creates fear. When corners know pressure is coming, they can play more aggressively. They can challenge receivers. They can force quarterbacks into mistakes. Now imagine a defensive front featuring Myles Garrett, Byron Young, Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk, and potentially Aaron Donald. That is not just talent. That is pressure from every direction. Quarterbacks would not only worry about getting sacked, they would worry about making the wrong decision before the play even starts. And that is exactly why Aaron Donald's comeback matters so much. His impact was never just about statistics. It was about fear. He changed how teams prepared. He changed how offensive lines protected. And if he returns, that fear comes back immediately. But a championship defense needs a championship offense. And that is why all eyes now turn to Matthew Stafford. The Rams are not rebuilding.
They are going all in.
Matthew Stafford is still playing at an elite level, leading an offense with weapons like Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua.
The expectations are massive.
Some question their decision to select Tyler Simpson instead of adding another explosive receiver. But Los Angeles believes their current formula is enough. A veteran quarterback, elite playmakers,
And potentially the most terrifying defense in the NFL.
the season already carries huge expectations. The Rams open with a major international matchup against the 49ers in Australia before entering a high-profile Week 1 showdown. The NFL does not put ordinary teams in those moments. They believe Los Angeles is a contender. And if Aaron Donald eventually returns, this roster becomes even more dangerous. The only question left is timing, because right now, Aaron Donald's return is still uncertain. But one thing is clear. The Rams are waiting for the perfect moment. There is no official contract, no announcement, no guarantee. But Aaron Donald has never completely closed the door. And that is why this story refuses to disappear. He wants to know one thing.
Can he still be Aaron Donald?
Not a backup. Not a limited player. The same unstoppable force who terrorized quarterbacks for years. This could become a mid-season storyline. Maybe Donald spends months proving his body is ready. Maybe when playoff races begin, the Rams make the call. One phone call could change everything. Are you ready? And if Aaron Donald says yes, the NFL could face the most terrifying defensive combination in years.
Myles Garrett attacking quarterbacks.
Aaron Donald collapsing pockets. Offenses fighting for survival. Because the greatest defensive player of his generation might not be finished. He might be preparing for one final destruction. The NFL thought it escaped Aaron Donald, but if he returns, the nightmare begins again.
Yo, mic check 1 to 2, -1, -2. Game over for this video, folks. Smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to stay in the huddle for more. This is NFL Madness, bringing the heat and signing out.